Hey, welcome everyone. I'm just going to give it a couple of seconds just to let people join and connect with their audio before I kick off this afternoon. I'll just give it another minute before we get started. Thank you so much for your patience as well, waiting for us to begin this afternoon, and thank you obviously for joining us as well. I hope you're all well today, wherever you're joining from in the world. I hope everyone is well. Okay, so yeah, as I mentioned, thank you so much for joining us for today's welcome and induction presentation. My name's Kira. I'm the Student Communications and Engagement Manager at Middlesex, and I'm also joined by two of our wonderful current students, Marietta and Marta, who are both with me this afternoon. They are from Cyprus and are going to be speaking to you a little bit later about their experience as current international students at Middlesex. So just a little bit of housekeeping first. You'll probably have got the message as you logged in, just to let you know that it is being recorded. So if you do have any questions or you're wanting to ask something at the end, just to bear in mind that it is being recorded this afternoon. So the webinar lasts around 60 minutes. We'll have a quick presentation followed by a Q&A session at the end. If you do want to ask a question, please do type it into the chat room box, which is on the right hand of your screen. So yeah, as I mentioned, the webinar is being recorded, so we will share the recording and presentation slides with you in a follow-up email in the next day or two. So I will now just kick off with the presentation itself. So thank you. Yeah, thank you again for joining us and attending. So as I mentioned, my name is Kira. I work in the student engagement and advocacy team at Middlesex. And so our team is responsible for the areas listed below. So communication channels, the events, the engagement programs, and ultimately helping you to make the most of your time with us at Middlesex. So in terms of the communication channels, we've got various ways that we keep in touch with you, which include emails, our web pages, and also the MDX app. In terms of the events, we've got plenty of those for you to look forward to. They're all designed to help build skills, help you connect with us and connect with each other as well. And they also help support your well-being during your time at university. In terms of the engagement programs, these are things specifically designed to enhance your university experience, and they are things like our student voice programs and the different opportunities that are there for you to really help you get the most out of your time with us as a member of Team MDX. Okay, so I'm going to just cover off a few things now in terms of helping you get prepared for your time at Middlesex. So what you need to do before you arrive. So you will need to get fully enrolled as part of the enrolment process, which opens on Monday, the 4th of December. You'll get login details sent to you by email before then. And once you've got those login details, if you can make sure you've prepared the documentation that you need to upload for your ID check, and there will be information sent to you by email about what that documentation is. You then need to change your default password for My Uni Hub for security reasons. So again, if you'll make sure that you're following the steps through to doing that. And then you'll need to check your program welcome schedule. You can do that via My Uni Hub, which is our learning platform for students, or on our MDX app. You'll need to pay any fees that are due, and then you'll need to make sure you're accessing your university email account via My Uni Hub as well. Okay, so thinking then about Welcome Week, so that's your program induction takes place. So that'll either take place it will take place between mid-September to early October. And it's really important because it will mean you get to meet your tutors to learn more about your program of study. You'll receive your program handbook, which will contain important information about the modules that you're studying, recommended reading that you can do, and outline what you can expect in terms of your assignments throughout your time on the module as well. You'll also get to know the library and its services, and it's a chance to make friends with fellow students and have some fun. And you'll be able to see, as I mentioned before, once you've enrolled, all of those details will be on My Uni Hub or on MDX app. Okay, so getting the most out of your time at Middlesex. So we've got our Ready for Anything programme, which is a programme that kicks off in mid-October, and you'll get some information sent to you about how you can register for those sessions. Sorry, I said mid-October, I meant mid-August. So you'll get information sent to you via email about that programme. And Ready for Anything is really designed to help you get set up to learn more about Middlesex and our support services and also our community. It's broken down into 3 weeks, and we've got core sessions virtually each week for you to join, and they are led by different support services across different areas of Middlesex, and it's really led by them because they they've got the areas of expertise that are there to best support you through your time. We break them down into 3 weeks for you because we really want to help prepare you on this journey. So first of all, we want to get you thinking about your goals. What is it that you want to get out of university, not just academically, but your experience as a whole? Then we take you on to Ready to Thrive, which is all focused on your mental and physical well-being, and also touches on things like the different opportunities that you can have to enhance your uni experience, like placements, for example. Ready to Study then really highlights and showcases the services that are available to help you academically during your time with us, and also includes some practical help with things like getting set up with different elements of our IT platforms too. We've also got a campus day, which takes place on the 13th of September, which is an opportunity for you to meet others and to meet your support service as well. And again, the booking form goes live for that in August and will be sent to you by email. So it's really important you're keeping an eye on those. In addition to this, for our international students, we run our international orientation programme, which again is a mix of both virtual and campus events, and is specifically designed to help you settle in, make friends and explore your new home city. And again, yeah, as I said, you'll get more information about the programme and booking links for that via email, so do keep an eye out. Okay, and then yeah, for anyone who is arriving a little bit earlier, then we also do have some sessions over the summer in London as well, which are called our London meetups. And again, you can keep an eye on those if you are planning to be in London ahead of that September enrolment date too. Okay, so all of our events, including the ones that I've just mentioned, will be available on the MDX app or on our Uni Hub page. And as I said before, they're really all about helping you to build those communities to help you develop and grow, and then also highlight the well-being and support that's available to you as well. In terms of our international student community, so there's a specific page on the MDXSU website that's got some useful resources for international students. We've also got communities for international students, and then we also recommend that you join the Middlesex University official freshers group as well for this year, if you haven't already done so. Okay, so in terms of what we expect from you, I'll just quickly run through these, but as I go through them, I'd just like to highlight again that you aren't alone in any of this. Our support services and teams across the university can always help you to ensure that you're able to meet these expectations. And I really do encourage you to reach out for help whenever you need it, if you do. So we expect you to manage your time efficiently, to actively engage in class by participating and taking notes. We really would like it if you could be punctual, because you will get a better understanding of what's going on in each session if you do hear the lecture or tutorial or seminar in its entirety. We ask that you're courteous so that you're not interrupting the learning of others by talking or arriving late. We ask that you're open to learning from and with others, that you treat each other with respect and support each other's success, because that really is at the core of how we work together. We ask that you complete any preparatory work in advance of the class, whether that be maybe some advanced reading from the core text or maybe a reflective piece of work that you've come asked to prepare. And we ask that you also play an active role in any group work or larger discussions that you might have. And then finally, we also highlight we don't tolerate plagiarism either, which is when you copy other people's work, because that is strictly forbidden. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, we've got kind of two main channels aside from emails that we communicate with you on. So you've got Uni Hub, which is your student website, and it's the location for all the latest news and information on campus, including events, news and announcements, how to contact our support services, and any welcome page information and updates, which include things like the welcome checklist that I ran through earlier on. And you can access My Uni Hub and your learning resources by logging in through Uni Hub, and also your student email and your online learning resources will be there as well. And we've also got a wonderful team of staff at the university who are called Uni Help. And we've got an interactive chat function on each page of Uni Hub. So if you're ever reading something or you're a bit confused by the information that you're seeking, then you can just pop that chat button and someone will be there to support and answer any questions that you have too. Okay, and then MDX app. So we do really encourage you to download this as part of your getting started process, because it is really the campus experience in your pocket. It includes all your information. You can get onto My Learning using it as well. And then it also has lots of other helpful features like information about the maps around campus, the catering that's available to you. So all of the food outlets and their opening times, and other helpful information too about sort of like services and the library teams and some of the other support teams that I mentioned earlier too. So that is the end of my part now. So I am going to hand over to Marietta, who is going to talk to you first, and then we'll go to Marta afterwards. But thank you for listening to me. And as I say, happy to take any questions that you might have from my slides.
Thank you, Cara. Thank you so much for sharing all that information. I'm sure it has answered already lots of questions. So hello everyone, my name is Marietta. I am an international student ambassador and a student at Middlesex University. I come from Cyprus and I have recently finished my foundation year in fashion design, and hopefully this September I will start my first year. So if we move on to the next slide. Thank you. So a few things I'd like to share with you is what I like and what I love about Middlesex. So since the beginning, I could tell that it's a very diverse and friendly environment. There is a mixture of contemporary and traditional teaching, and that kind of keeps a good balance. That helps us receive the highest possible quality of education, having also full support throughout our studies, and that is also enhanced by being equipped with the latest technology. So that's something very useful, especially for students that are going to be doing practical courses like me, fashion design. It's vital to have the latest equipment possible. And Middlesex is a university that can really afford it and provide full support to anything that you might need. If we move on. So a few things that most of you might be wondering that you have to do before arriving in the UK. And things that we recommend is to download the City Mapper app. It's an app that kind of helps you find the right transportation from wherever you are in London or in England in general. But let's say you come at Heathrow and you need to find a way to come to Middlesex. It's going to tell you exactly the time it's going to take, which train, underground or bus you need from the airport, and how much it will cost as well. So if you feel lost and scared, which is very common, that's an app that can really help you and guide you every day. Also, please organize your luggage, including all clothes for all seasons, because the weather is kind of tricky in London, and one day is going to be sunny, the next day is going to be really cold, and that will eventually you will get ill, and you don't want that while studying, because you need to be focused on your course and everything. So bear that in mind. Also having some pocket money, like cash, while traveling, while commuting, while you're outdoors, in case you don't have network on your phone or something happens, you lose your purse or anything. So having pocket money is something vital, because that's going to help you go back home or go somewhere where you can seek for help and everything. So bear that in mind as well. Also, please check for those that are having any specific medication, but even the common ones for everyone, like painkillers and plasters. You think that they are unnecessary, but at the end of the day, it's a very hectic city here, and you really need to take care of yourself, especially if you're used to a different environment, a more quiet place. It's very important. So please make sure you have all the necessary medication. And if you're taking a specific prescription, it's also important that you have a lot in advance, so you don't run out and then you're like, oh, how am I going to get the next prescription? Also, don't forget to bring your trainers, because there's plenty of walking. We do have a lot of bus stops and undergrounds, lots of stations everywhere, but you will still have to walk a lot, and not wearing the most comfortable shoes, it's going to have a problem in the long run. So bear in mind to bring good trainers with you or buy them from here, because you really need to keep walking and exercising as well. And also one thing that's very necessary, very important, and many people forget about it, it's reading and learning about NHS and registering with a GP, because you might get ill, you might need something, you need to have a blood test or anything. So you need to be aware of it. You need to register, because we're talking about your health and it's really, really important. So please bear these things in mind. If we move forward, at the airport, there are a few tricky things you need to be aware of in case something goes wrong with your immigration status. So having a passport is essential, and making sure it's up to date and it's not expired. Also having your acceptance letter from Middlesex will be a +1, because that's going to prove to the people there on the border that, you know, I'm having an offer, I'm coming here legally and everything. Having your visa, of course, that could be a stamp on your passport or digitally, it's essential. So please make sure you have that in advance. And also proof of your English, that depends what kind of exams you've taken, GCSEs or IELTS. Just have that in mind as well, just in case. The more documents you have, the more proof, the better, because now things have gone a bit tricky with Brexit and everything. So just please keep that in mind. And I'm sure everyone doesn't want to have a hassle once they first come in the UK. So please make sure you have all these things with you. So also, now settling in the UK, once you've entered and everything, like we said, you need to register with a GP according to your address. It has to be someone nearby, it has to be someone that's going to approve your address and everything. Also, something that's very important is opening a bank account. There are a few banks in the UK that provide an international student account, where you can just have all the money in the right currency, which is pounds. HSBC is a bank that provides this help. Revolut is also an online bank that you can open easily from the comfort of your zone at home. Mozo as well. So just have a good research online and find the one that best suits you. All of them are trustworthy, and we do guarantee that you'll be fine with them. Also, having a student Oyster card, that helps you if you travel a lot, not only to come to uni, but if you want to go to a different city, you can issue daily travel cards and you get a discount as a student. So it is essential to get one of those. It's £20 to get one, but then you save money in the long run. So do your research on that as well. One more thing that's really important when you come at Middlesex is having a campus tour, because then you will be able to know what kind of facilities Middlesex has, where your course will take place. You'll be kind of familiar. So the first day of your course, you won't be like, oh, lost, where are the toilets? Where's the coffee place and everything? So these are things that you need to take into account, and you can start as smooth as possible. Also, that means your neighborhood, exploring the neighborhood where you will be living, what's happening around your accommodation, what kind of restaurants, stores, supermarkets you have. These are important things you need to have in mind, so you can not be lost in everything. And that includes finding cheap supermarkets as well, because it's very tricky spending a lot of money in the UK. There are lots of things that people want to do, especially students, and finding an affordable grocery supermarket is something essential. And in the long run, you can save a lot of money. I've done many times before, like £10 shopping that could last for a week from Lidl or Aldi or other supermarkets. So just don't go to the most expensive ones, because it's just too much money, and you could be saving that money doing other things, such as entertainment and everything. Like mentioned before, collecting a student ID from Middlesex is something that you need to have when you come in every day. You need to scan your ID to enter the facilities and everything, to go to the library, have your things printed out as well. And also you can use that ID, that student ID, to get discounts all around London and the UK. Like if you want to buy some clothes and stuff, there are lots of stores that provide 15 to 20% student discount, which is really good. And obviously, once you do all these things, you'll be able to just explore London, explore whatever you want to do. Like as a student, there are lots of things to do for free as well. So that's something that's really helpful, and it's something really necessary. I wish I knew all these things beforehand, because I was a bit lost, and I know it's really difficult, especially for international students. So just make sure you can do all these things on time beforehand, so you just can start enjoying your life as a student in London. And a few more tricks on saving money, because I know it's difficult and it's essentials. We have lots of free attractions all around London. That includes museums, galleries, churches, lots of parklands where you can have picnics with friends, family, and these are very useful. And you think they're too little, we have a lot, and you have no idea. You can download lots of apps where you can just find lots of information about exhibitions happening all around London, and it's really useful. And please don't miss out, because there are wonderful things to experience out there. Like mentioned before, student discounts. Once you receive your student ID, then you can register with uni days, student beans, or subscribe with Totem Card. All of these are platforms that provide lots of discounts in many products that you're looking for. Like it could be beauty, fashion brands, or anything. So that's really something. So please keep an eye on that as well. In terms of food, lately there's been an app, it's called Too Good To Go, and it helps to save meals every day. So you can reserve a meal online from a local shop at the end of the day and get it with like 50 or 70% off. The food is fresh, obviously, because it happened on the same day, but they are selling it for much less because they don't want to throw it away. And Middlesex, we have some restaurants in MDX House where they do provide that. You could get sandwiches, you could get whatever, and you can just pay for much less. So you can just wait at the end of the day. You can have it as a dinner or have it the next day. So that's something nice to know. And like mentioned before, supermarkets, we have Aldi is meant to be the cheapest supermarket in the UK, according to some statistics that have happened this year. And yeah, you can buy like 10 to 15% pounds, worth of shopping that can last you for a whole week. So, and always it's good quality. So, I mean, these are a few tricks you need to know, and I'm sure if you follow them, you'll be fine, and you'll be way more happier and less anxious about money and everything. So yeah. Now I'm gonna pass on to my colleague Marta, who's gonna share her experience.
Hi everyone.
Thanks.
So now I'm going to share my screen. Are you able to see it now?
Yeah, all good. I think you just, if you press the presenter view bit,
Is it now full screen?
I can still see. I mean, it's large enough, but I can just see around the edges. I can still see the.
Is it better now?
Yes, perfect.
Okay. So hi everyone, I'm Marta, and I'm a exchange student in Middlesex. I'm an international student, and I come from Spain. And this is my last year of graphic design. So yeah. I'm going to talk about my experience here in Middlesex University. And the enrollment process for this year is 4th of September, and it is online by my uni hub. It is a really easy process. So you will have to check your details, and once you have that, once you have done everything, you will have access to a lot of benefits, and also to you will be able to access to your personal timetable. So that's really good. I will talk about the benefits. For example, the student Oyster card, you will save a lot of money. Also, an app called Student Beans, I really recommend it because it has like a lot of discounts for restaurants, shops, and it is not really necessary to download it if you want to save money. And then other thing that I will recommend is the app called Middlesex Moves. If you walk like 10,000 steps, like it is really easy here in London because you will go to a lot of places. it will reward you with points, and you can use it for free stuff like free t-shirts from the uni, hoodies, and you can also access to a lot of raffles. For example, I won a bike. This is like an extra thing. And I was very happy because I used to walk a lot. So with that points, I could earn a bike. You will be able to access to a lot of raffles. So yeah, I would recommend you to download that app. Then other thing that I really recommend is like to check your program induction schedule, because your program usually have like an induction week, that you will be able to meet a lot of classmates, and you will also get to know your tutors. Maybe you will do workshops, so that will be very beneficial for your degree. Then for the ID card for international students, it will take place on campus from 11th of September, and then the other students it's online. And now I will talk about the Welcome Week and the Welcome Fair from my experience this year. First of all, I attend to the tea party. It was meant to be for international students, and I really enjoy going there. I really recommend for all the international new students for meeting new people. I could, yeah, met a lot of people from all over the world and also from my country. So that's really nice to have more friends here. Then the first week, I attend to the trips that Middlesex organized for new students. So it was amazing for me to meet a lot of people, because that friendships last for this whole year. So I'm very happy to attend to that first week. Then Middlesex organized the Oxford trip, so I was very happy for going that. This year I stayed in Plathall, and the accommodation organized also a welcome week. And also it organizes a lot of events through the year. For example, a barbecue, also typical food from all over the world. For example, fish and chips here. Yeah, and you could see a picture. Then, thanks to the Welcome Fair of Middlesex, I could discover societies that I really enjoyed. For example, the Dance Society and the K-pop Society. So if you're new in the university, you have to go to this Welcome Fair to maybe you will find a society that you will love and you can join. For example, theater society. There are lots of societies that you can discover. So yeah, you will have to go. Then other key important aspect is the campus tours. As Marietta mentioned, it is very important to discover the uni and also your lessons, like the classes or of your lessons, the facilities, the library. So everything, it is very important to me, like to go for example, Middlesex cafeteria, Middlesex house, the fitness spot. So yeah. So thank you so much for listening to my presentation. I will stop sharing now.
Thank you so much, Marta. So I can just see that there have been some questions coming through in the chat. And I think Fanny's been doing a great job of replying and coming back to people. Just Fanny, I don't know, is it all right to do Q, like if people want to put their hand up and ask any questions, or would you prefer it all to be kept in the chat?
Of course, yes. If you're happy
Yeah.
to take questions, yes. go
Yeah,
for it.
absolutely. Also, I think my colleague Bello has just joined as well. So Bello, if you yeah, there we go, camera on, amazing. So yeah, we can answer any questions you might have. As I say, feel free to keep using the chat if it's more convenient, or yeah, anybody who wants to put their hand up, we can unmute you to ask your question. Just a minute. Oh. Okay, I haven't got any hands up, but I'm
There's a question that's just come in the chat about MDX and Adobe Creative Cloud. Yeah, every student will have access to a range of softwares at Middlesex, including all the Adobe packages. So when you enroll in Middlesex, you'll get information about something called Apps Anywhere. And that's all basically includes all of the stuff in Microsoft Word and, so the whole Microsoft package will be there, and also Apps Anywhere. So that includes everything on Adobe as well. So all the design stuff will be there free of charge as well.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm just gonna see.
A couple of questions coming through in the chat now.
Okay, let's see. Okay, what documents are required for BRP collection? So I'm just going to try and see if I can find out that information for you now.
So I think I can answer this one for you.
Thank you.
You will need your proof of ID, so your passport, most likely, or national ID if you're European, that'll be fine. And also, sorry, you don't need a BRP if you're European, so passport. and also your letter, you will receive your CAS, your confirmation, and it will tell you where you have to go to collect your BRP. It will most likely be the university, in which case you have to go to UniHelp, or the post office, so the local post office. So have a look on your letter when you receive it.
Thank you so much, Fanny. Bea, are you all right to talk through this one about the enrolment process?
Yeah, so you'll get an email on, I'm just going to check the date now. So you should start receiving emails from the 18th, 19th of August, and that will just detail all of your induction activity. But then online enrolment will be open on the 4th. So by that point, you should have had all of your emails in terms of what you need to do to complete your online ID check and do all of the password reset and everything just to get you set up. After a while, you'll also then be able to see your timetable. It does take a bit of time, so do be patient on that just for it to kind of sync through onto the system. But yeah, so you'll be basically getting everything pretty much for you to prepare to enroll from middle of August, but you'll actually be able to enroll from early September.
Thanks, Panel. Okay, in terms of the questions about the CAS deadline, Fanny, are you able to advise on that one?
Yes, I was actually just looking for the dates. So
yeah. Maybe while you're, oh, have you got them?
Yes, I just found them. So students that are overseas, the latest date we will be issuing CAS is the 8th of September. So 8th of September, the latest. And for students who are in the UK, it will be the 29th of September.
Thank you.
The latest date we will be issuing CAS.
Great, thank you. George, your question about Beaufort Park, I believe that's in Colindale, which is roughly about a 15 to 20 minute walk from the campus. I imagine once you've done it a few times, I'm sure you'll find that you get quicker and quicker at it, but do just make sure that you're leaving yourself sort of a good 20 minutes to reach the campus. So you can plan in your morning routine before that as well. Okay. Canwell, what's the procedure of receiving emails and ID cards? Bella, are you okay to?
Yeah, I mean, with the emails, you'll automatically get that. So when you've made your application, you've provided your personal student email. So all of your ID check information and your password information, please keep checking your emails around middle of August, early September. You might find that some of your emails at the beginning go through to your spam. So just do make sure that you're checking your spam email if you're not hearing anything, but it's going to be the email address that you've used in your application for Middlesex that the emails will be sent to. So make sure you're checking that email. And then it will list all of the details of where you go for your ID cards if you're coming onto campus or if you're not. And all of the information will be in those emails. So yeah, stay tuned to those ones.
Thank you. And then Fanny, I'm hoping you might be able to help with these last two these last questions that have come in the chat. So the last date to deposit the initial amount, I think that's the fees. And then also just the question about final transcripts, but not the actual certificate and whether they're able to get the CAS letter. Amazing. So that's great. You can see, yeah, you replied in the chat. So yeah, you should contact your regional office about that one. And then let's see.
Yes, I'm just reading the other question about the transcript. I'd say contact your regional office. That's the easier because it's a bit of a case-by-case situation there. So you would want to talk to them and they will advise you.
Great.
I'll just share the link so you can see the contact details.
Thank you so much. I haven't heard that about the Colindale tube station.
I know a little bit on it. I know they're doing like a redevelopment of the area, but the station should be still planned to still remain open for the duration of the works. But I think that's kind of on hold with the local council over there.
Thanks so much, Marietta, as well. Okay, Canwell. How's walking from class to class at university as a disabled student? So depends, I guess, which subject you are studying, but I mean, the campus itself is fully accessible. We do have lifts and access in all of our buildings. Also, you probably will find that for most of your lectures, they are situated generally in the same building. So if you're studying business, you're generally in College Building, law is in Williams Building. If you're ACI, your lectures will be mainly based over in our Grove Building. And then if you're Science and Technology, you will most likely be based in, what's the name of the building that begins with R? Ritterman Building. I was having a complete mind blank then. But yeah, we do have an accessible campus, and as I say, there is lift access. And if you're, you could always ask a fellow student or a tutor as well, just if you're unsure about where you're headed next, just so you make sure you've got a bit of a clear plan in your head. And we've also got the MDX app, which I mentioned has the internal maps on it as well to help you navigate around too. Okay. Marietta or Marta, did either of you live in Unite? We've just got a question about reaching Middlesex from Wembley. Just wondering if either of you lived there.
I think I responded on that, but I never lived in Wembley, but I had a friend and she was coming a bit late and she would take the bus, and it depends if you're coming you're going to have a rush hour sometimes during the day, so it's a bit tricky. And that's one of the reasons we said to download either City Mapper apps, all these kinds of apps that they can give you live information, like how long is the bus going to take to come, where your bus stop is, how long it will take for you to walk there and everything. So because you need to be really accurate. So yeah, we recommend you download the City Mapper app, and it's going to guide you. And yeah.
Fantastic, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sorry, I missed your response in the chat earlier. Okay, the WhatsApp number, is that a WhatsApp for a regional office or? Okay, yeah, great. So yeah, if you send an email. Okay. Question about Pret a Manger. So yeah, there is not a Pret on campus. We have lots of different food outlets. So I know that there's a Subway. I think that there's a burrito place. There's lots of vegetarian, vegan options, halal options, kosher options. And there's different cafes. So we've got Costa, Starbucks as well. But yes, you're right, the Brent Cross Shopping Centre is a very quick bus ride away. I think you can probably walk it within about 20 minutes, but I'm pretty sure the bus only takes sort of 5 minutes or so. And again, as Marietta and Marta mentioned, you can use the City Mapper app for getting around, which is really helpful, and you are able to navigate to specific locations as well, like Pret, if that's what you fancy on the day. Let's give it a minute or so in case anyone's got any more questions. Thank you so much to everyone who is asking questions. It's really great to hear from you guys and what it is that you're looking forward to or what you've got queries about. So question about the swimming pool. So we don't have one on our Hendon campus. However, we do have an off-site swimming pool that you can access on a Tuesday and a Thursday. It's free for Middlesex students. All you need to do is use your student card, and there's a shuttle bus that will take you there. During term time, it departs pretty much every 20 minutes throughout the day, but again, we do promote the shuttle bus timetables around, but it's called Cotswold Swimming Pool, and our sports pages on Uni Hub have more information about that, and how the location and how to get there, and what you need to do in terms of just turning up with your student card as well. And as I say, yeah, it's free of charge. We do have a really good gym on campus, which is really cheap. So although it's not a swimming pool, it offers a really good annual student membership package, and that includes different classes as well, including things like yoga. So do make sure you check that out when you join as well. Oh, thank you, George. That's very nice. Okay. Thank you. My nose ring. Very much appreciated. Okay. If I can't get the visa, how will you return the deposit? Danny, I'm not sure if you might have more information on me, Daniel. Okay, great. Thank you so much. So yeah, you'll be asked to fill out a form and then you'll get the full amount back. That's great. Yeah, let me try and find a link for you, Katie. So I can actually just share that with you guys. It's called Cotswold Swimming Pool. And as I say, Middlesex does operate a shuttle bus that goes to this site. There we go. So it's that swimming pool there. Okay. Okay. Okay, so in terms of booking an interview, if you can't find an email from Middlesex, it is best to email the regional office. I'm pretty sure Fanny mentioned earlier on. Just trying to find. Yeah, I think if you reach out to the regional office in the first instance, that they should be able to help. Yeah, if you contact them directly or as an agent, as Fanny said. Great. Oh. Okay, lots of chat about my nose ring. What is the actual processing time for a UK student visa? It has passed 15 working days. Okay, great, yeah. Thank you, Marietta. In terms of, I'm pretty sure Middlesex are informed. Actually, I don't want to misspeak, sorry. In terms of the question about Middlesex being informed once we receive a visa or students left from Middlesex now.
I think what happened with me, because I got my visa, I got an email confirmation saying, oh, you have been successful. And I think what happens is you don't have to go to Middlesex the first day and just say to them, oh, I got my visa. So no, what happens is Middlesex, they do random visa checks. So you will get an email after 2 months. They will say, oh, bring your passport, bring the proof of your visa, and we're going to check. So this is what happens, and they do it every now and then. It doesn't happen only once, because the status might change. Maybe you stop attending your course and stuff for other reasons, and you still have a visa, so they need to know that you're an active student and everything. So yeah, you don't have to go the first day, but just be prepared. You're going to be asked for a check.
Great, thank you so much, Marietta. And then in terms of the question about the events programme, so yeah, you will get information about both the Ready for Anything and the international orientation programmes via email, so do just keep your eyes peeled. For the Ready for Anything programme and the majority of the international orientation programme at the beginning, it's virtual, so that we do appreciate, especially with our international students, that you might be arriving a little bit later. So we do purposefully organise them as hybrid so that you are able to take advantage of that and meet all the support teams and still feel really prepared for the time you start. And then what we try to do is stretch out some of the more social and like physical campus activities to later on into September, and that includes like the events program from our students union as well, so that you're able to take advantage of that and get making friends and meeting people as soon as possible. So we do still have events as part of our international orientation program running towards the end of October, so that we're ensuring that you guys can make the most of that still as well. Yeah, so I can see, Fanny replied regarding the uni kit out, there's just some information about contacting the accommodation team about that. In terms of I know this webinar is being recorded, and we will be sharing the recording out as well as the slides after the session today, so we'll be sharing that by email. In terms of any of the other presentations, fab, thank you so much, Fanny. So yeah, Fanny shared the link for anyone who wants it. It's now in the chat there. And note, September 13th is not too late at all. As I've mentioned, we'll have lots and lots of events from that point onwards. And in fact, even past, when you get past kind of the welcome and orientation activity, we've got lots of events that run all year round for you to take advantage of. But yeah, the orientation ones I would recommend. We've got lots of virtual ones happening on the 12th and 13th, no, sorry, 11th and 12th, and then on the 13th as well. And then we've got some of the physical events running throughout September and all the way into October as well. So you definitely won't miss out at all. Thanks, George. Okay, great. So we've just got a couple of minutes until close. We'll just see if anything else comes through. But yes, sorry, you raise a good point that Uber is a really good way for navigating around, although as we have mentioned as well, it's really good to use the city mapper and take advantage of public transport. London is a really well connected city in terms of public transport, and it obviously is cheaper to travel by tube or by bus than it is taking taxis. But I appreciate once you're coming from the airport with all bags and everything, Uber is probably a very useful tool that you can make use of with your bags as well. I've got a couple more questions, so quickly just take the one from Risha and then Rajan. In terms of paying the initial deposit and the rest of the fees, I think we've got fees and finance page which lists out the dates for that, but it's possibly best to chat to your regional office just to confirm that.
Yes, and just to let you know, all fees will need to be paid before you start your class.
Okay.
For international students, yeah, everything will need to be paid
There
before.
we go. Thanks, Tani. And then in terms of when classes generally start for the September batch, so you can expect inductions to take place from the week commencing the 18th of September, but that's when sort of the majority of the inductions start taking place. But there are some courses that might differ a little bit, so do just keep an eye on your emails for that as well. And then in terms of the two questions about the numbers of students in the class and how many days a week, again, it really depends from class to class. So just look out for your timetable when that comes through. Okay, thank you very much, everyone, for participating today. A huge thanks to Marietta and Marta for the wonderful presentations. Whilst I know it's, useful to hear from me, it's very, very useful to hear from you guys and your experience. And thank you so much, Fanny and Bello as well. I think I will bring the webinar to a close now. So thank you all very much,
everyone. It's been a pleasure.